In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change the color of anything in Photoshop. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got a really cool trick for you. I'm going to show you how to change the color of just about anything in Photoshop to a completely different color. And not only are we going to change the color, but we're going to change the saturation, the brightness, etc. So now this technique works really well for your traditional sort of colors, but it doesn't work so well with your neutral colors. And your neutral colors being your blacks, your whites, and your grays. But anything outside of that, it's going to work really well. Now, in order for you to follow along, you are going to need Photoshop. And if you haven't purchased Photoshop or you haven't got a subscription to Photoshop, there is a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And I believe at the moment they have a discount on the photographer's pack, which is Lightroom and Photoshop. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. I'm also going to follow up this video with an article at ministryopphoto.com. It's going to have screenshots, and I'm going to go a little bit slower in there. So if you prefer to follow along in there, make sure you check it out. The link is going to be in the description. It's completely free, ministryopphoto.com. All right, so let's jump into Photoshop and I'll show you how this works.
All right, so here we are inside of Lightroom. And what I'm going to do is I've got several images in here. So I'm going to show you a few of these, as many of these as I can. I was going to do just the one photograph and take my time, but there are issues that you're going to come across, and I want to show you how to fix some of those issues. So some of these images are going to be really easy. Some of them are going to be more difficult. So let's start off with an easy one. This one here, which is the green one. I'm going to go into Photoshop. We're going to do a copy with Lightroom adjustments. And these are stock images, by the way, that I've got from Envato Elements. I'm not associated with them, but it is a great service if you do need affordable stock imagery. Okay, so we got the image up. Now, the first thing that I do is I always start off with a copy of my layer, just so that I've got something to compare after I finish doing the work. And I do that by doing a Command J. And if you're on a PC, that'll be Control J. And just going forward, if you are on a PC, just substitute the Command key with the Control key. We're talking about the same thing. So I've made my copy, and I'm going to be working on my copy. And the way that I'm going to change the color is by using a built-in tool within Photoshop that is available under the image menu. You navigate to adjustments, and then you go all the way down, second last, replace color. And you're going to get presented with this box here. Now this box here has some, the main things you're going to use in here are to select these three eyedropper tools up here. This first one here selects the color, okay? The second one allows you to add to the color, and then the -1, obviously you can subtract from that color. But let's just, let's actually get working on it so you can see what I mean. First of all, you got a preview window in here. I don't normally use this. I usually just click on the eyedropper tool and then just click on the color that I want to replace. And then I go down to the hue slider here, and I will slide that just to the right, just to get a different sort of color or something that looks different. Okay, so I'm going to change it there. Now, as you can see, it hasn't changed the whole everything that's green, and the reason for that is that we have different shades of green in this case. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the different shades of green by clicking on the eyedropper tool with a plus sign on it, and then just clicking on the bits that are still green. You can see that there's a little bit there. There's a couple of little spots there, and just a little bit of green there still. And it's just a matter of going through, and you can see a little bit on her skin. But let's do the easy ones first. Let's do the shadow area. That's a much darker green, so we're going to click on that. Going to click on this bit up here. There's a little bit of green there on her clothing, and for the most part, that is pretty much done. As you can see, I think there's a little bit of green up there, so let's just touch a few there. Okay, and then with the hue slider, you can go in there and change that color to whatever you want now. Okay, so there's different, yeah, as you can see. Now you don't have just that one slider. Obviously, you've got the saturation, so you can take away saturation or add saturation, and then you've got the darkness and the lightness of that color. So that's an easy one there. So let's cancel that. We don't want to use that. And let's just don't save that. Let's go to a different one. Let's go into one that is, let's work our way into this one actually. This one's going to be relatively easy as well, but I do want to show you a problem that you can run into. Now, we're going to change the color of the jacket, which is yellow, but there's yellow in the skin tone. Okay, so when we use this technique, again, let's do a Command J to get a duplicate layer, and then we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Replace Color, and we are going to start off by selecting the jacket. Let's move it, move the hue so that we can see what we're doing. Let's give her, let's go for maybe something like a red jacket or an orange jacket. I think the orange jacket will be good. Let's go about, let's say there. And as you can see, not everything's updated. So again, like the last one, we're going to click on the plus eyedropper tool, and we're going to just keep adding to the jacket until we have all of the tones selected. Now that looks pretty good already. I was hoping to run into a bit of problems here, but I think it's actually done a reasonably good job. There's some bits here, so we're going to go in and click on those. Okay, and that's worked pretty well, I think. Again, we can change the color of the jacket. Okay, anything we want, and we can give it more saturation and so forth, just like we did on the last one. There are some bits that I missed. I missed a bit here, as you can see. There. Okay, so by selecting that, you notice that it's picked up some of her skin as well, because now we're by selecting that tone is it's included in the skin tone, so the skin tone has that tone, and that's why it selected some of that. Now I'm going to click OK here anyway. Actually, let's change it to let's go back to that orange color. I like that orange color we're going to give us. So let's go OK. As you can see, it's affecting the skin there. So let's go OK. And we are going to put a layer mask on this, okay? Now the layer mask defaults to white, so I'm going to do Command I to invert it. That's going to hide the changes that we made, and then I'm just going to paint with white over the top of the jacket, okay, with a paintbrush. I'm going really quick here. Again, you guys need to take your time with this, all right? But what we're doing is we're just painting the jacket, and it's only going to paint, that area there where it was what we selected before. Okay, so in this case it was going to be that yellow, and as you can see, if I just keep brushing, it doesn't do anything on the background because there is no yellow in the background, so it's not affected. Whereas if I do here, you can see that it's affecting her skin tone because there is yellow in there. So that's what you just need to be careful when you get to areas that contain that yellow or whatever color it is that you're trying to replace. Okay, so we do that, and pretty much that's pretty much it. Again, it's not 100% perfect because you got to take your time. Okay, but as you can see, let's do a before and after so you can have a look. That's before and after, and completely believable. Actually, if you didn't know that wasn't the color, you wouldn't know. So okay, let's not save that one, and let's go to one that's a little bit more difficult. Let's jump into this one here, and let's say that we want to change the color of the shirt here. Okay, so let's go into Photoshop again, grab a copy. And guys, I'm going very fast, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Be happy to answer anything that I can help you with. Okay, let's do another copy. Okay, so we're going to go again, image, adjustments, replace color. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, let's start off with just a basic blue in here. Okay, and let's just change the color of the blue. Now there's a lot of shades of blue in here, so we're going to have to add again a lot more. So let's just start clicking, and I know it's picked up a lot of this in here. Again, we're going to fix this with a layer mask, guys, so don't worry about that for now. Okay, and that is, I think that's pretty much the whole shirt, but obviously there's contamination everywhere. You can see that even on the stove here, there's a bit of purple. If I turn that off and on, you can see, and even in the preview, I don't normally see the preview, but anything in white, you would have introduced the new color. It's affecting anything that's indicated as white here on the preview. So, but again, we are going to change this. So let's first of all set the color of the shirt. Let's go with I like that reddish color. So let's go with now. First of all, am I missing any areas that need to be changed? I think I've got most of it. Okay, so let's go OK. And again, we're going to do a layer mask. I'm going to invert our layer mask to hide the effect. And then again, with a brush, we're just going to go over the top of it and we're just going to paint over the shirt. Okay. Being careful again to, in this case, it wasn't affecting the skin tone, but it was affecting the dress, as you can see in there, right? So we just want to be careful that we don't go over into the actual dress and we just stay within the areas that it's just for the shirt. Okay, so again in here, okay, and you sort of get the gist. I'm going very, very fast here. You do want to take your time, zoom in, and just make sure that you get every part of that shirt. Okay, there you go. Okay, so then we have a before and after, and again that looks completely believable, completely sellable. So let's go on to, let's do one more actually. Let's see. Which one should we do? Let's try this one. This one looks a bit difficult as well. So let's do a copy. And you know what? Let's make it a little bit difficult. Let's do a copy of my layer, and we're going to change the hat, the color of the hat. Okay, and this is going to be hard because that brown tone appears all over the photograph, as you can see, even the boots and everything, very similar color. But let's try and see if we can, let's set a goal. Let's see if we can match the hat to this purse, I think it is, handbag down here. So let's again go to image, adjustments. We're going to go to replace color, and again we're going to click on the hat, and we're going to just change it. I'm going to pick any color first. I just want to see what my selection is doing. Okay, and let's add some colors here, right? So here we go. Let's add a bit of that. There's a little bit up here as well. I'm missing a little bit there. There, in the shadow section here. And there's a little bit, if you can see in here. Now, guys, something to keep in mind. If when you're clicking on the plus sign, it's taking an average of pixels in that area. Okay, if you want to control how many pixels you want it to use for that average, you can hold the control key on the Mac, and I guess it would be the function key maybe, or I'm not sure what it would be on the PC, but it's the control key on the Mac. So just try a couple of the different combinations. But if you hold that down and you click on the image, you'll get the menu. At the moment, I'm doing point by point, which means it's not actually taking an average. It's taking the actual color of the pixel that I'm clicking on. But you can do 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 11 by 11. Obviously, the more that the bigger the sample, it's going to include more in that average. I think sometimes that 11 by 11, 5 by 5 or 11 by 11 is pretty good. So I'm going to do 5 by 5, and I'm going to click this little area here that has a little bit of beige in there. Now, she looks, I mean, she's green, right? She looks like an alien here. So that's okay though. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and see if can match. Let's get rid of the color for the purse. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and match the color of the hat to the color of the purse. So that's a reddish sort of, let's try to see if it's a tanny reddy color. Let's try, actually there's a little bit of purple in there, isn't it? So let's try sort of there, I think. Okay, and we're going to go with, we're going to add a little saturation, and we're going to bring the darkness down. Actually, let's bring it up a little bit, and let's see. I think it's about there. Okay, I don't think I'm doing a very good job at matching this, but I think you would probably if you played around with it, I think you could get it. So let's do an OK here. And again, we're going to do our layer mask. Invert our layer mask, and now we are going to paint white on the hat. Okay, I sort of got close to it, I think. Just take a little bit of playing around with it. I think you could actually match it quite well. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is if you turn the layer into a smart object, it will not let you access this particular function, this particular tool. Okay, so one of the things that I do is if I wanted to then change the color again, I'll go back into the layer that I changed the color onto, and then I would just run it again. Okay, so you can go back and replace the color, and this time you can just select that one color, okay, the one that you replaced, and we just add more color. Okay, and it'd be easier now because we've already done a selection. We've already changed the color. So, so if you wanted to try and match that a little bit better, you could try and, let's see if we can do this. I think it's about like a 7 maybe. And then we're going to bring the color down. Okay, and I reckon that's pretty good. It's probably as close as I'm going to get it anyway. So again, we had a before, and then we've got an after, and that looks again completely sellable. You would have to clean up all the edges around there, guys. Again, okay. I'm not taking my time here, but you need to do that. All right. So that's it. I think. I don't know. Should we do one more? That's probably enough, I think. As you can see, very simple to use, and you can get some decent results really quickly. But obviously, if you take your time, you can create amazing things. And it's just a really easy way to change colors without having to, like in this case, for example, you've got a green background, and if you wanted to change the background, you don't have to have different paper backgrounds. You can just change it this way. So that's it. Again, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to answer where I can.
And guys, just a reminder, if you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button. It makes a massive difference to me and to the channel because it shows me that I'm making the kind of videos that you like watching. So if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing so. I make videos like this every week to help you with your photography. So if you don't want to miss out on any of them, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So I hope you were able to follow along. If you did get stuck though, make sure you check out the article at ministryoffphoto.com. The link is going to be in the description. I'm going to go through this whole process in a little more detail, and sometimes it's a little bit easier to read through the process rather than watch it on a video. So make sure you go check it out. It's completely free. So that's everything I have for you on this video. Again, if you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.